Please help me welcome to the stage, Derek Austin.
Hello. Yes, if you hear me. How are you, beautiful people? We love to hear it. I'm so excited to read here tonight. This is my first reading in Atlanta. This is also my first burlesque show. Everyone has been phenomenal. I'm obsessed. Y'all are brilliant artists, and I'm really honored to just share the stage with y'all. So I'm just gonna read 4 little winter poems for y'all. And the very first one is a bit of a fairy tale, so just sit back, relax, and get into it. It's called Deer and Decorations. I ought to see myself as a man, be proud and grateful. I'd rather be your ermine with a silver bell on my pink satin collar. Let my farewell and arrival tease the same gasp from you. Let your sound surprise you every time. If you grant a silk pillow, I'll make of myself a moon your guests can admire. When lords throw bloody chunks at their hounds, impress them with your finger dipped in honey or olive oil, all I need to survive. Let saints be wrapped in swaddling clothes. Cradle me, I'll warm your hands. Tonight, there is a fire, carafes of wine, silver dishes of sweets and almonds. You recite a French fairy tale called Winter, while the shadows of snowflakes drift across the floor. It's the climax of a story about exile, which is a love story too. The prince is scarred, has grown a grief beard. He's slain the scaled beast, its eyes bright as a fallen star, its back like a nautilus. He's assumed the position of Christ. 3 times he spurned the love of the fairy queen. Until now, he's refused to ask for help or protection. I would be too ashamed to ask for these were I a man. The sky in the tale is like the sky outside, pinkish gray, a greenhouse of jasmine and lilac filled with smoke. When the prince trudges out of the cold, tall as the pines, hair crowned with white that melts and chills again on his neck and ears, and rests his head on the Lord's lap, breaking the curse. Your ladies draw closer to each other, their silences nearly touching. They return to their chambers when the story ends. You put me in a cage and go to bed. The fireplace bears red fangs. Outside, the fox and bear. The last of the hunters return home with their kills. Rabbits and squirrels they'll skin and dress. They are silent. Bulky in fur, they are some new creature, a little blood staining here and there. Who is not with them? What loss will harden their hearts because they won't speak of it? Would they know how? They are changed. They are at the gates. I love being tipped like this. This never happens for me.
You're amazing!
Thank you.
You probably don't get a lot of ones during you're at the poetry readings.
No, they should change that, really. So this next poem is a sonnet about being on a boring date and rather...
I feel personally attacked.
about being on a boring date and fantasizing about Chris Hemsworth. This one's called Daydreaming of Chris Hemsworth. I feel amorous. I set plates I won't touch. The most boring, beautiful date talks with his hands. A little door opens between the buttons of his shirt. Desire can be so banal. Outside are recycle bins, flyers on businesses describing how we mourn the earth. In my mind, Chris fires a rifle while hounds hunt rabbits. Little red spots on the snow. Oh, huntsman with your beard and enormous arms, after you turn me out, don't up and leave. Rabbits will have been skinned. I long for so much. Today I'm most pleased not getting what I want. This one is an epigraph from the Song of Songs. His legs are as pillars of marble, set upon sockets of fine gold. His countenance is as Lebanon, excellent as the cedars. Cedars of Lebanon. If you can see them, the snow-covered cedars crowning the hills, come to the cabin between the two tallest, their branches hooked with the tantrums of crows. Will you find me without the pink and blue hydrangeas? Will you find me without the spikes of St. Augustine grass? Will you find me with the bloodied snow, where some frail thing was raptured? If you find a stag and kill it, throw its hind legs over your shoulder and drag it to my cabin between the tallest cedars. Its blood on the snow is my voice pursuing you. I sleep on a cedar bed with red fur blankets, the wood of the gates of paradise, wood which hid the naked couple, wood of shame, wood of passage. If you come, I'll press my hand to your chest, a key to the fittings of a lock. You knock at the door, break several cedar branches, and dust off the snow. Bring in 7 for the bedroom, 7 for the fireplace, then rest your head on my chest. Even bare branches can make a kind of summer. Y'all have been so beautiful. Thank you so much. So this last one's a bit of a cheat. It's a spring poem, but I'm doing it partially because I'm not a winter girl, but also because it's one of many poems that I've dedicated to my best friend in the back, Cody Waters. My muse and the love of my life. They're the best. So just 2 things you need to know about this poem. It's called Letter to Cody on Walpurgisnacht. And Walpurgisnacht is, now it's like a May Day festival in Northern Europe. But yeah, yes! That's where we're going to. So in the Middle Ages, folks believed that the witches would gather on that day.
We do.
Yeah, they do. And so yeah, it gets a little witchy at the end. So this is Letter to Cody on Walpurgisnacht. Again last night, I dreamed the dream called Femme. In it, my rings and jungle red nails flickered against my caftan. I wrapped my hair in white after my great-grandmother and walked down the street without incident in the ordinary air. Shame comes from the phrase to cover, did you know? Cackling over whiskey, I wasn't afraid for both of us. We could live deliciously. You said my gender was glamour, and I believed you. In another version of our lives, we were sisters trundling up the Brocken to meet the coven, bramble and thistle whispering underfoot. On the mountaintop, there was no great horned gentleman in black, no babies boiling in fat. Why are we only remembered covered in blood and gristle? Whirling around a fire, we were allowed briefly our bodies, far from the burnings in Würzburg, Bamberg, and Trier. Thank you.